Hey everybody, hope you're having a good day. This is Brenda from KBW Bargains, and we just got back from the Goodwill bins. And so I do my sorting, and I try to do it right away. As soon as I get back from sourcing anywhere, Goodwill bins, thrift stores, I bring it back and I put it in a pile and I put it underneath my lights and I'm checking for flaws. And for spots and so forth. So the way I sort items is I sort by things that need to be washed, and so I'll put those in the laundry. Items that I find have flaws that I overlooked when I was at the thrift store, and anything that I can't fix, I will just redonate or throw out. And then any items that have a good sell-through rate, I want to set those aside and get those listed as soon as I can so I can get them sold. And then items that have seasonal. So right now we're in fall and winter, but anything that's going to be spring and summer, I will set those aside to list in January. And so I'll be going through this and then I'll sort electronics to test for batteries, check for corrosions, but I didn't need to do that this time. And showing you the highlights. All right, be right back. So I just got done sorting everything. Boy, that was a chore but luckily I didn't have anything that I needed to redonate or throw out. Everything was in great condition. And with this haul, what I want to stress the most is that everything was in really good condition. I get 95% of my items from the Goodwill bins in Portland, and it's amazing what I'll find there. I find some great stuff. So my cost is usually between $1.50 and $1.80 because I usually do the whole lot and then I divide it per piece instead of doing it per the weight, because our Goodwill bins does everything by the pound, and so it's like $1.59 per pound if you get over 25 pounds, and we usually go over that. So, but nothing actually. There was a few high dollar amounts, but nothing with 100% sell through this time, which, it's not a disappointment because all of this stuff I think is going to sell. If I put the pictures and the titles correct, I think they'll all sell pretty well because most of it's within season. I only had a small amount that was for spring and summer that I will list in January, excuse me. And so we'll just get right into the haul. So the things that I point out that were the highlights, because I had some great bread and butters, some really nice Columbia jackets, Columbia fleece. I actually had one North Face that was in great condition. It was a fleece. It was a size small though, so that was a little. But REI, Eddie Bauer, all those. I had some good fleece shirts, flannel shirts that will do well. Those have been going crazy for me. So I don't know how they've been doing for you, but for me, flannel shirts this time of the year, I sell them crazy. But let's see. What do I want to show you first? So this is, Kevin found this one. Great colors. MTV. It's by Headgear. Let's see, there's Headgear right on the bottom. And the tag, it's MTV Headgear. It is a 3XL. I love this. But we got, excuse me, we had a box. It wasn't actually a pallet, but it was at a pallet warehouse in Las Vegas. And we bought a box with like 20 hockey jerseys that say All That, which was a Nickelodeon show, and another with the Chiefs. It was kind of like off that show. I'm trying to think of the show, or the movie. But it was hockey shirts with the Chiefs on there, and it had satin jackets, pretty much like this, if you see it, that had Prince of Bel Air on there. Excuse me, and got allergies or something going on. And so anyway, been doing well. We got that from a box, and those were all the Headgear. We sold each of those hockey jerseys and satin jackets. We had probably about 40 or 50 of these items, and they all sold for $80 to $90. And these, Kevin looked them up. They're not 100% sell-through rate, but the last one that sold to this sold for $89. MTV by Headgear Classics, and I'm going to get these listed as quickly as possible. Even though they're shorts, I'm not going to wait for spring and summer for January to list it, because Headgear, the ones these are mostly novelty, so this will be a good one to list and get that up and going. Get the money quick. Next item that I think is a good bag or a good item to sell is Timbuktu. That is such a good brand name. But Timbuktu, this is a canvas bag, messenger. I have sold Timbuktu before and I've never had any problems. Always sold these pretty quickly. Didn't sit around for a whole long a time, and they sell for good money. So I'll probably list this. I will list this for about $49.99 because it is in great condition. Nice green canvas. I love the coloring. So that will be hopefully an easy sell. And the next one is another bag. This is REI Meslet. I can't pronounce that. But it's in a ripstop canvas. It's got a few spots that I'm going to see if will wash out. But these messenger bags do really well for me. I have no problem selling them. They sell... This one I probably list for about $39.99. I looked up the comps. There's not a whole lot of this style, because this, but there are messenger bags and they sell for about $30 to $50. I'll sell that. I'll list that for $39. The next item I think is a good seller. I have sold Jim Shore. Love Jim Shore. Sold my first one this summer. I was actually at a thrift store, which I don't go to very often, but at the thrift store down in, I think it's Angel View down in Palm Springs, I found a Minnie Mouse nurse, and it says caring or something. I can't remember the slogan, but I noticed it was $5. The comps on it were crazy. They were like $45 that were sold. And so I went ahead and listed it for like, I don't know what it was, 45 or 40 some dollars. And I did take offers. I did think I eventually sold it for like 37. But it sold quickly. It sold fast. And so Jim Shore, not all of them are 100% sell-through rate. This was 100% sell-through rate. There were more of those sold than listed. And so, but I've had other Jim Shore and have sold them and got tons of offers and likers. So when I saw this, it kind of reminded me of Jim Shore, and I went to look at it. And it's by David Freikman. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not real sure. But he does a lot of Christmas things. This is personalized, but I'm going to see if I can get this off with a magic eraser. And it's got a gold seal that shows it all. But this exact same one sold for $49. There's other ones. I put it in there's Mr. and Mrs. Claus. So there was other ones, not this exact one, but there was other ones, and they sold for crazy. They sold for $49 to $60. This particular one sold for $49. So I will be listing this right away because it's the season, of course. I gotta list that. And this other one that I wanted to show you was, so I'm not a vintage reseller, and I hear people say, oh, you put vintage, it shows vintage, and you can get a lot more money for it. I haven't. Some of the stuff and these comps that show vintage, they'll say vintage this, and they don't sell for a whole lot. It's not like you're getting a whole lot. They'd be in the $20 range. And so I guess it really depends. I'm sure the vintage t-shirts, that's really big over the biz. A lot of the young people are doing that. But this is vintage. It is made in the USA. Not to say that everything made in the USA is vintage. But you can just tell that tag. I mean, someone must have bought it and just kept it because that tag is pristine. That tag has nothing worn on it. But when it comes to vintage, I usually don't put vintage in my title. I'll put it in my item specifics, but not in the title. I will save that for other things. And what I'm finding is it's not so much vintage, but the color, the pattern, it matters more than the word vintage, because that's not going to get you the extra money. This I got because it is a quarter zip pullover. Look look at the coloring on that. It is gorgeous. I love it. And the pattern. It's bright. There's nothing wrong with it. And then plus the other thing is it feels new. I can't believe it's made in America. I wonder if, and the elastic's all nice and tight on it. It looks like somebody bought it and had it in their closet and completely forgot about it. But this is a ladies medium, which is a good size. I'm happy with this, so I will definitely be listing that one right away. So important. Sometimes pattern and coloring matters more than, I think, for me anyway, to not add that vintage, because that's not really what's going to sell it, especially on Columbia. Because I have tons of, if you want to go vintage, I have tons of vintage Columbia jackets, tons of them that say made in America, made in the USA, and you can just tell because of the pattern and the style. The style name is vintage. So there you go. This next item is brand new. I can smell it. It smells like the plastic on here. But anyway, and the other indication is they still have the wrapping on the bungee cord hardware. But this is Pepsi. And when it comes to, I love to sell company corporate apparel. I sell lots of it, hats, coats, shirts. I sold them for fast food, retail, and the only thing you can't do is delivery, like UPS, USPS, FedEx. On eBay anyway, you can't sell those. I've had them taken down. I've had them send me warnings. Do not sell those on there. So, but as far as other companies, they have no problem with. I've sold tons of these items, and people like to buy them for work. I'm not sure if they would buy them just for themselves. I can't imagine if you don't work for Pepsi why you would do that. But a lot of people love to wear, I guess, corporate brands. I just sell the stuff. But so let's see. On this, I'm going to list this for $29. For this, I will probably list for about $34. Even though it's lightweight, I probably should wait until the spring and summer, but I'm going to go ahead and list that. This next item, and stuff gets overlooked at the bins. It's amazing and that's why I say it doesn't matter what, there's always enough stuff to go around, and not everybody is looking for the same thing. At our bins, we have a lot of people who are they're getting vintage. So you know those guys or gals. And then there's other people who do high end. They're looking for the designer brands, which I have found them at the bins, but they look for that. Then there's the flea market people who will just take anything and everything. But I never understand. This is Pendleton. Pendleton wool has always done well for me. This is 100% virgin wool. This would be real itchy to wear to me. But this is no holes. I checked because wool, you gotta look for holes because moths and stuff will get in there. But this is black, long sleeve, just a buttoned up black shirt. And it is, I can't find anything wrong with it. No rips, tears, or holes. It's in good condition. And I haven't looked up the comps on that yet, but the ones I've done previously, I've done those for about $29.99, and usually I take offers. But I will start there. This item, I know there's seem to be more and more people overlooking the Carhartt, and for some reason they overlook it if it's got a stain or something on it. I find with Carhartt, especially Carhartt, any workwear, even Dickies workwear, there is a section in Columbia, it's called workwear. But any of that, and especially Carhartt, it doesn't matter the condition really. This is actually a button up, so they might be wearing this for more of a casual look, so they probably don't want a lot of stains or anything on them. But this does have a couple of marks on the sleeve, but it's on the back side. But this is a flannel Carhartt. I don't know why it was overlooked unless they were seeing this spot, which I will show you. I will do spray and wash shout out. It's just got a couple of spots, like I said, on the back side of the sleeve. Roll those up, you'll never see it. So I did end up washing this item, but I put on some spray and wash, let it set for about 3 hours, and it came out great. I'll list that for about $19.99, take offers. But I just recently sold a bright orange Carhartt Force. It was Carhartt Force, but it had paint stains, some type of other stain, a rip at the bottom, and I sold that. I didn't sell it for much, but I sold it. I sold it for $11.99, I think. I think I had it listed for $15. But Carhartt, people love. They don't even. I've sold pants with grease stains and paint stains, paint stuff on them. Carhartt and workwear. They like them worked in. They're not buying them. They don't want them new. They're going to get work in them. They're going to get them all messy anyway. So they don't really mind them being worn or stained or anything like that. Plus, a lot of that stuff comes really stiff canvas, especially the Carhartt duck pants. And so they don't want them nice. They don't want them stiff. They want them well worn in. The next item is, so in this area, Pacific Northwest, I will buy anything with college or professional sports teams. We got the Seattle Seahawks, we have Oregon Ducks and Beavers, we have Portland Timbers, the Portland Trail Blazers. There's colleges in Idaho and in Washington, and all of those items I will pick up. They do get overlooked. I don't know why people don't, because you got to support the locals teams. But this is Oregon Beavers. It's a basic hoodie, but this item smells like it's never been washed. It doesn't feel or look like it's ever been worn. And because the tags aren't worn, this isn't worn down. It feels like it's in brand new condition. Sometimes on these you can get a little bit of peeling in the material. None of that. It feels great. So I love to pick those up. I get them all the time. I've sold tons of them. Oregon Ducks, Beavers, Washington Huskies, you name it. This next item is a full zip. Let me look, before I say, and we don't have tags. No tag. Oh, it's a youth. Did not realize that. But it is polyester and polyester spandex. But this is, I like to call this, it is a hybrid. A lot of people will put hybrid on there because it's two different types of material. This is like a polyester soft shell, really thin polyester, and this is fleece down here. And it's if you can see, it's kind of like a waffle knit or ribbed material fleece, but it's got the Oregon on that side, and on the back side it has a nice big ducks on there, which will sell nice. And I love the color. It's gray with green and yellow embroidery. So that one, I'll have to look up the comps because I've never seen that type of style with the hybrid material on there. And so I don't know, I probably estimate about $24.95. But that sells well for me. And I like to point these out because a lot of people overlook sports apparel. And for me, I have no problem, and I love selling it. All the college and professional sports teams in my area. And they're abundant. I don't know why people don't pick them up, especially when they're in really nice condition like that. So this next item I'm showing just because of the brand. I've always had good luck with it, but it's Life is Good. I have sold it in hats, shirts, shorts. I don't think I've ever done a sweatshirt. And this looks like, it says women's small, which is not the preferred size I like, but and I almost think it's cropped. I could be wrong, but I'm going to have to check the measurements. But this I will have no problem selling because of the brand. I have had, like I've said in the past, I've had and sold Life is Good items and have sold it quickly, sold it for pretty good money. And so this is, it doesn't have any, usually they'll have a person walking a dog or a person surfing or somebody with it. doing something. This is just life is good. And so it's nothing, outstanding, but the brand itself will sell. And it does have a flower on the sleeve right there. But I will probably put that up for about $19.99. Take offers from there. But these are the highlights that I have from that haul, and I'm really happy with those. And I think some of these items are going to sell well and for good money. So, all right, see you next time.